Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a reading for Virgo. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, or really any of your other placements, or if you're cross-watching, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. There's a Nine of Swords. This is an interesting card to start out with, okay? But let's put that into some context, okay? Yeah, wow. Wow, this is interesting. Also, if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Finishing up, Path of the Serpent here. This is a little bit of a rare deal here. Let's do a mystery card real quick. Rider-Waite-Smith, as I say, the Waite-Smith deck. One card for the mystery card. We're going to set it right here, alien on top. We're not going to look at it until the very end. Hopefully that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the very end. Okay. So when I say this is a rare reading, it's because we started out with this rather negative energy. But all of the major arcana that we see, all of the other elemental energy that we see, really show this negative energy literally transforming before our eyes into just a really terrific solar energy, brightness, health and wealth, expression, happiness, success, achievement, a real pride, right? This is amazing. This is a really stark contrast, these two, a very stark contrast between these two. You know, these are dark, negative. These are kind of destructive cards. These are painful cards. This is a lot of negative energy directed at us, from ourselves, from others, from outside, from inside. This is negative thinking. This is, I got to choose my words carefully. This is sometimes not being very nice to ourselves. Okay. This is a lot of confused thinking, a lot of disorganized activity, and just really bad stuff here, right? Really dark place to be. But this, man, this is good. This is health, this is clarity, this is well-being, this is light and love and life. It's expression, it's creativity, it's pride. It's passion. It's finding what brings you joy. It's attaching yourself. It's getting control over this negative stuff and getting it under control, getting it kind of out of the way, not getting rid of it. We're not going to get rid of our shadow, right? You can't get rid of darkness, right? But we can get control over the light. And we can bring in more light than darkness, right? So we're committing ourselves to what brings us joy, to what leads us to our solar energy. Because all you really want, I think, move some of these over, all you really want is peace and love. Peace and love. Now the Two of Cups and the Four of Swords. Your highest ideal is love and happiness, joy, pleasure, affection, right? Respect, people just loving each other, being kind to each other. And what you also want underneath the surface is just, at the bare minimum, just a stopping of some of this negative swords energy. Stop the fighting, stop the cruelty, right? Peace and love. Peace and love. And in order to achieve peace and love in your life, we have to transmute some of this negative energy into this sun and strength energy, right? You've got to find what is meaningful to you, and you've got to do it with pride, with light, and with love, right? With a true expression of yourself. There's no self-consciousness here. There's no embarrassment. This is just free expression. This is creativity. This is burning really, really bright, shining like the star that you are. Okay. I wonder if the mystery card is going to be the star card. Now, what we have here, this brings us to the Queen of Swords. This is clarity. This is you, even though we're trying to transform from the dark to the light. We're trying to turn the dial from the dark colors here to these bright, fiery sunshine and love and passion colors. But what you're also doing is gaining a higher perspective. You're able to sit up here and look down at these cards, which you can do with the overhead camera. And this is the perspective, right? So when you're immersed in this, it's difficult to see anything else. When you're immersed in these, it's difficult to see anything else. Of course, I'd rather be over here with the sun and the strength card. But from the Queen of Swords perspective, you can see both of these. And you can see the peace and love that you're after. And you can see how you've really made progress, right? You got to step back and look at your life and see that you're really making progress. You're really doing things, you know? And you should be proud. You should have this solar energy, and you should embrace it, because you're overcoming a lot here. And the first result of that is this 9 of Discs, gain the visible signs of progress. This is you witnessing things healing. This is you seeing things improving. This is you watching things grow. Because you are this sunshine, the things around you are growing. They're taking nourishment from that, right? Everything from your plants, your pets, your people, your loved ones, your soul. And that's a good feeling. This is something that's just fun to watch. Everyone says, oh, you're just sitting around watching the grass grow. You know, watching the grass grow is really witnessing a miracle. I'll be honest with you. Maybe that sounds silly. Maybe most of you are laughing at me right now, but I don't care. It is the miracle. It is the miracle, especially when you are participating in that miracle. You know, you're giving the grass a little bit of water. You're helping things to heal, right? You're helping things to grow. You're fostering that growth. What you don't want is any kind of recognition for it. You don't want to take the credit for any of these miracles. You're participating in them. You're witnessing them. You're proud of the progress that you've made in your life. This is a miracle of itself. But you don't want any credit for it. You don't want a pat on the back. You don't want anyone to, to think that you did something so extraordinary. I feel like you did. I feel like you should be proud, but this card's in the position of what you don't want. You don't want recognition for it. You don't feel like you should take the credit for any of this, right? That's a very strong energy in you, is the resistance to that. You're not taking credit for any of this growth or healing, because it's not you, it's through you, maybe, right? Our final goal is continual growth, continual transformation. Out of the darkness comes the light. Out of the pain comes the joy. Out of the night comes the day. This is the necessity of all of that pain and suffering, all of that darkness, because it's the fertilizer that's fostering this growth, that's continuing this process of growth. It's not you doing it. You don't want the credit for it. You're witnessing this miracle. You're witnessing this process. And it's a continual process. And this is the goal here. The aim of this is not just to reach some perfected state and be done, but to always be growing and healing and making progress, to always be witnessing all of the miracles, as many as you can, as often as you can. Always trying to, as often as we can, watch that grass grow. You know, it's a beautiful thing. I want to look at the mystery card now. I know this went pretty quick, but this was a really smooth reading. And I think that this is such terrific energy. Not a whole lot needs to be said, you know? Let's look at the mystery card. There's the 5. The 5 of Wands, or 5 of Swords, excuse me. Any of the 5s really right now are showing me that this dial can go back and forth between these two, right? We could fall back into old patterns. We could start to kind of lean towards the Swords energy over here again, if we let us. We can always try to keep the dial turned up over here to the Sun and the Strength. And that's all we can do with the effort, is try to bring the peace and love as often as possible. Watch the grass grow, be the Sun and the Strength. Try to take ourselves out of the Swords energy as often as possible. But it's the 5, it's motion, it's fluctuating. I don't care if this is a sword or a wand or a discs. It's the movement that I'm concerned about. And maybe with the 5 of Swords, it's saying that the movement back to this Swords energy is very likely. So we need to be extra vigilant that we don't slip back into this and linger there kind of unaware, you know. We have to recognize when that starts to happen. And then we have to refocus ourselves. We have to continue with this higher perspective, this clarity, so that we can see what's really going on, so that we don't end up here and we don't even really realize before it's already gone on, you know, too long. I think this is important. Okay. And I would like to do an extended. If you want to stick around for that, just click on the link right there. You'll have access to all of the readings, not just for Virgo, but for all of the signs. Okay. I want to thank you for taking this journey with me. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.